What's up, my peeps? Mr. Zane Wu here, and welcome back to the ZW Nation. I know it's been a little minute, but originally this video was going to be me talking about Spider-Man: No Way Home. It was going to be either like a breakdown video or just my general thoughts on it. But I feel that it's become a bit more now. See, and I guess spoiler warning as well, since I will kind of be talking about No Way Home within the video. Um, Pretty much since watching the movie, I've had a bunch of different thoughts. I've discussed some things with my friends, and pretty much I feel that No Way Home, as well as a couple other things, have paved the way for a new type of um, you could say like a new wave of potential of things such as not being limited to just one universe of certain characters and etc. One of the okay, because I'm losing track of thought. Pretty much this video is going to be me discussing the evolution of comics, not going into super detailed history and etc., but me just talking about what I've seen over the years when it comes to shows and movies and the things that we used to be limited to, and now we have knocked down those doors. The limitations are nearly over at this point, especially if the right price comes. I'm pretty sure that the things that we used to think would be impossible are now just around the corner. My two examples are essentially going to be Spider-Man No Way Home, and um, the what was it called? The CW's Crisis on Infinite Earth event that took place. I think it started in 2019 and then carried over into like early 2020. It was a 5-part event, and for those who haven't seen it, it was one of the biggest events that DC, especially for a show, could possibly do. They reference so many different properties, rather they be movies, animated series, TV shows that sadly did not get the respect that I'd say they deserved. There were cameos like crazy. Kevin. Oh my God, I cannot think of his name. It's the voice of Batman in the Batman animated series. I'm pretty sure his name is going to come to me later on. Kevin Conroy, that was his name. He was in it, which is interesting because it was the first time we got to see him as a live action variant of Bruce Wayne. Um, One of the characters from the Birds of Prey show was in it, and yes, there was a Birds of Prey show in the early 2000s. Ratings weren't too good on it. It's possible that even Smallville had something to do with its cancellation, considering that Smallville had 10 seasons. Speaking of that, the actors who played Clark and Lois, they were back. A little mixed feelings about that because some people don't like how his character was portrayed at that point. You you just had a lot of actors from different properties that you would not expect to be in an event like this. And the fact that we saw them, it just really opened the doors. It really changed the way that we view things. Now I'm kind of going to Spider-Man No Way Home. The only things I'm really gonna spoil about the movie is yes, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in the movie, and their roles in the movie really changed things. Spider-Man, As far as these movies go, anyway, it started back in 2002. It's 2021, and it is crazy to think that the three movies that damn, I about to say Tom Holland, the three movies that Tobey Maguire were in, the two movies Andrew Garfield was in, and the three movies, well, two up until that point, that Tom Holland were in, have all coexisted within, this grand universe, and it's really changed some things. This not only changes things for movies, not only changes things for TV, it changes things for comic media in general. Any comic out there that decides they're going to create multiple different universes and etc., we can never say that, oh, we'll never see this actor work with that actor. The doors have been open, and as long as the actors are willing, or if they pay right, we could possibly see things like we're currently getting a new Blade. I know people have mentioned things about Wesley Snipes. We could possibly see Wesley Snipes as like an old Blade come back and like work with this new Blade. You never know. Hugh Jackman could come back, play Wolverine again, possibly work with the new Wolverine, because when the X-Men are getting introduced into the MCU, we're not getting Hugh Jackman. More likely it's going to be a new person, but I don't think that's going to be it for Hugh Jackman. I'm pretty sure he would come back. This is just such a grand experience for things. It's so crazy. It's like a wow ride. We have come so far from seeing Superman fly for the first time in live action to seeing things like Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, we have come so far, and it's not even just Marvel and DC. There are other properties out there, different comics that, even if they've had movies, they might be getting new movies. I heard they were working on a new Spawn. It just, you know, I want to say I'm speechless despite me having a lot to say. I still feel speechless because it's just such a crazy thing to think that in 2021 this movie came out and it did more than what people thought it was going to. It really opened the doors, and we can no longer say we can't do this because this movie has shown us that we can. I'm pretty sure RIP Stan Lee, RIP Dwayne McDuffie. Like, there's so many writers, creators, and etc. that aren't here anymore to see these doors being opened, to see these doors being knocked down. Stan Lee, all this started with a fly on the wall, and now we've had three different Spider-Man in one movie. It really makes me want to cry, like, because the movie itself was phenomenal. I love the movie, but I couldn't just talk about the movie because of the impact that it's leaving already, and I don't think that a lot of people are realizing how big of an impact this is. See, everyone thinks that like the major milestones or like the Avengers having all these people team up together, or Black Panther, a super um film, like a film with majority of black people in it, black directors and etc. And they are achievements, but I think that this goes a bit higher because not only do you have a bunch of people from different movies and stuff coming together and creating a team, you have things like the DC CW, what's it called? Crisis on Infinite Earths, that have had three different Flashes, one in a movie, one currently going on, and then one back in the 90s, and all three of them were in one thing, maybe not at the same time, but they were there, you know? And it's so crazy. And I know I keep saying that, but it's just so crazy that we have come to this point, that we are in this point in life, that these doors have been knocked down. And I just I want people to know that things that happened in the comics can happen on the big screen. We were losing our minds back in the day with things like Freddy versus Jason. There's a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic out there. If people want it, that could happen. You could totally do it if the right people are involved, the right money is being made. I'm pretty sure Robert Englund would love to come back. I'm pretty sure he would. And it's just crazy to me how far we've made it as comic fans. The evolution is very, very evident, and I don't know. I want to talk more about this, but if I do, is it'll just sound like I'm repeating the same thing over and over and over again, because the sky's the limits at this point. Marvel, DC, Power Rangers, TMNT, it don't matter what franchise it is, the sky is the limit. We have broken down that wall, we have destroyed that mole. The future is here. And I never want anyone to say, "Oh, we can't do that." Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Look at the movies that we have out now. Look at Sonic. We had a successful first movie. Had a few bumps with the first trailer. They went on. They fixed it. Second movie trailer came out, and people are losing their minds. It didn't break no internet, but people are just astonished because we are no longer living in that time period where people are wondering, how can we make Superman fly? How can we make a successful comic movie? We've done it. We've done it, and the sky's the limits. Uh, I've been Mr. Zane Wu from the ZW Nation. If you like this video, please give me that thumbs up. It always helps. If you want to discuss more things that I probably have not talked about within this video, you can leave a comment down below. If you want to keep supporting me, you can subscribe and share any one of my videos that you've seen. I've been Mrs. Zane Wu from the ZW Nation. Peace.